Hello, everybody. Let's talk about memes because if you've been to my channel before, you know how I'm really not into them. But it doesn't mean I don't think they're good. It doesn't mean that I don't think you can make a crap ton of money from them. And this was a request from one of you guys, my lovely subscribers. And those of you who are not subscribers yet, maybe by the end of this video, you'd be interested. But moving forward, I specifically want to talk about which memes I think are the best memes on base, and I'll break down one of them for the price prediction and entry DCA points. And there's a lot of memes on base, so there's a growing amount of them. And you can make money on any of them. So this isn't me shit talking any of them if I don't state them or I state them and say it's not this one. But the three that I really think are the ones I would get into is one, DEGEN. I was already in DEGEN once. I did a swing trade. It was a small one. I was happy with it. There is Brett, which is the largest meme on base. And then let's just dive right in. The one that I think if I bought a meme right now, what would it be? It's Toshi. Without much of an argument, without much doubt, in my opinion. And that's what I'm going to give the price prediction for about halfway through the video, and then we'll do entry points. But I do think it's worth pointing out the other two very briefly. Brett, that's the safe one. It is the largest meme on base, and it's not going anywhere. I think that one might be the blue chip, the Doge of this cycle. It's got a strong potential for it. There's other ones that are in the running too, but point being, if you want a safe, small multiplier for a meme, I do think Brett is one of the best choices you can make with that one. DEGEN, that one's all over the effing place. I like it for swing trades. A decent chance I'll get back into that one at another point. But Toshi, guys, other than the fact that it's cute, most memes are, or they're very, we'll call it rude. But I think Toshi's got a lot going for it. One, it's popular, right? A lot of people talk about Toshi. The community is huge. And crypto is a popularity contest. You need people to know about it. You need people to like it. And then when you have something that's just a meme, it doesn't do jack shit, right? So it has to just be the desire for people to hold it. Popularity, and Toshi's got that. The market cap for Toshi's at a great spot. We'll pull up the chart momentarily, but I think it's around that $250 million range, which is great because it's, depending if you call it a micro cap, I think most people would, it's high enough where it's not going to plummet down to zero, and it's still low enough that you can get a lot of multiples pretty easily from this thing. And for those reasons are really why I like it. Again, I don't own Toshi. I haven't. But as the market goes on and I move profits from one coin into others to compound it, Toshi is on my list of possibilities. It all depends on where we are in the market at the time. But I think I owe you guys a price prediction now. What do you guys think about that? So to add to it, the fact that Toshi is on most large exchanges, right? I mean, it's on Coinbase, it's on Kraken, it was in a Memecoin contest on Kraken, it's on Bybit, it's on crypto.com. It's easy to find, right? When I looked previously, the all-time high, because it is a new token, was 0.0015, so 1.5 tenths of a penny, right? So where I think it's going to go, I think it's going to fall just short of a penny. Now, I'm not saying it won't go past a cent, but if I have to say no, I don't think it will. I think it's going to peter right out. There's a huge mental block there, and not to mention we're already looking then at like a 15 to 17x, which I think is splendid at this point, right? And so I think it's going to get to 0.0092, 0.0093, and maybe it does dip right up above it, right? But those are my thoughts on where it's going to go. Now, without being said, if you agree with me or you think it's going to go a lot higher, then you're agreeing that you think it's getting at least 15x from that right now. So when I pull up the chart to show entry points, do realize that if you think something's going to fly, not financial advice, obviously, you can always just buy the damn thing, right? And then if it goes down, you can DCA, lower to bring down your average. When you DCA correctly, guys, it can do world of good. It can change what you thought was a regretful time of hype and FOMO to having a great price. But let's take a look at the chart, let you guys know my thoughts and where I would look at buying in, or if you already own it, DCAing in. Yeah, it all depends on what your average is now anyway. Let's look at some graphs. Okay, guys, so here we are looking at the 1 month chart. The current price, which is important for reference, is 0.000585. So half of a tenth of a penny. There we go. All right. So where I would be looking at, guys, is one, let's look at this line up at the top. This is a big spot for the next zone we really would want to see, or I would want to see in Toshi. I know I have it right here at 0.0006. We're essentially there. I understand we're below, but that's right still in the range. So if I was looking to buy Toshi right now, I would put a buy limit in for roughly, I'm just going to say 0.52. If you guys can reference, I do mean 3 zeros in front of it. So at the dot, couple zeros, 5.2, because we have a common area of resistance, several resistance that we've essentially failed right below it. That's important to me because I want to get in. And then it's also right above recent points of support. It looks like it would get there and it would bounce right up, or it would crash down, which again, it's all part of the game. But I'll be looking at putting a buy limit around 0.00052 because that's where it shows most people, or the majority of people as a collective, thought it was a hard point to get past and a good place to hold, hence resistance and support. If you think there's going to be a black swan event, or everything's just going to go to shit, or you just don't like Toshi, but if it goes all the way down, you'd be willing to hop in. I'll expand the chart in a second over time frame so you guys can see this better. It's essentially dropping 1/100th of a penny down to the point, several zeros and a 4. Let's expand this so you can see a little bit more of what's going on. So now we're here on the 3 month. And again, right here is where I would say I would enter. Again, I'm not doing it, but this is where if I made a plan, I would do it right now. And we really want to end up getting to and holding over that 600ths. The next big line up, if you notice, they're all on the whole numbers, guys. I say this in so many videos, but that is such a mental block for people. And you can even see how many times it gets either supported or resisted close to what they see as whole numbers of 7s, 6s, 5s. And every 10th or every 100th of a penny for a little while is a big holding zone. I mean, it's still also a decent percentage of the price at the moment. But this is where I would go. Let's expand a little bit further. And hey, well, I got text here now, which I've kind of already repeated for any of these, correct? Like once we get over this 0.0007, I put essentially price discovery. I understand and can fully see that we have had prices of Toshi over that. But what I mean by that is we didn't have it for very long. And the first one was right at essentially beginning when there's always a major sell-off on a crypto. And then we had a decent candle that shot up and it didn't really hold. So I consider this price discovery, but that's somewhere we're going to want to get to and hold. Again, it's on the 100th. And at some point when you hit it, it's just going to explode. Timing of the market does make a difference. And judging best guess based off of my experience and looking at the chart, I do think it's going to be just above the 1 penny. Now it's going to be a 10th of a penny. It's going to be a struggle for it to get past there. Again, the whole mental emotional block. But I think once it gets slightly up, call it 0.0013 or so, I think it's going to be open season. And that's where we're going to see a giant candle wick and then higher highs. Granted, anything can happen. There can be news that comes out that shoots it one way or another, but looking solely at the chart and the way that memes and coins in general respond, that's where I'll be looking for. But do expect a lot of selling pressure around that 1/10th of a penny. So we're going to get there to that 1/10th of a penny, I think a lot faster than many people think. One, Ethereum has been doing very well. It's been outpacing Bitcoin. Base is a layer 2 on Ethereum. Base has a lot of news and upgrades and everything that's coming out from Coinbase Alpha or Coinbase Business, whatever they're calling it this week, with they're bringing in banks like JP Morgan is just dumping a bunch of stable coins on there for their investors to be able to buy, sell, and trade crypto and potentially crypto-based stocks on Coinbase. There's so much going on. I talk about it some in Aerodrome videos because I am involved in that one. But if I have to know meme, it would be Base and it would be Toshi. And these are those reasons. So tell me what you guys' thoughts are. One, do you like videos like this? Because I plan on doing several more of these for the crypto I own, as well as ones that you guys recommend. So if there's any ones that you want me to break down, where would I enter if I got into it in DCA zones, put it down in the comments below. I'm not going to promise I'll do it, but if I'll respond to all of you guys, by the way. But if I respond and tell you I will, I'll do it. I'm more likely to do ones I'm familiar with, but I have no problems jumping in. And if you guys have opinions and thoughts, please do tell me. With that being said, also let me know what you think about the price prediction. What is your average on Toshi? What are you looking for it? Love to talk to you guys a little bit more down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.